Now, private school operators in the Ashanti region have taken a resolute stance to rally behind any political party that will address their concerns, as they say the current state of affairs is leading to the imminent collapse of their schools. Addressing the media, they called for the scrapping of the 30% priority placement system, extension of the free senior high school initiative to private schools, amongst other concerns. Our Ashanti regional correspondent Doris Lonta reports.
Operators of private schools have in recent times complained about various challenges that they have been facing, which have in some cases led to the collapse of their schools, as some have been compelled to lay off workers. In the wake of these pressing concerns, the owners of private schools in the Ashanti region have issued strict warning to various political parties to outline in their manifestos measures being put in place to alleviate their suffering. They have thus served notice to rally behind any political party that will address their concerns in their quest to provide quality education for Ghanaian children. Speaking to journalists, Ashanti Regional Secretary for Private Schools, Nicholas Bambuni, highlighted the 30% priority placement system, charges on BECE and WASI registration, and the extension of free SHS to private schools. Review of the Education Regulatory Bodies Act 2020 at 1023 to do away with exorbitant regulatory charges by the National Schools Inspectorate Authority, National Teaching Council, and the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment as key issues they want addressed.
They say that the 30% is for the government schools. So what happens is, when the placement comes, they will give the allocation for private schools 30% for government schools. And ours will now be shared with 70% with the government schools again. So at the end, our schools, our students don't get the A schools. You find out that they get the low schools. Because of that, all our students are running to the government schools. And we are saying that any political party that is ready to marry us, ready to put that ring before us, then they should scrap that 30% out of it. They should make sure that this BEC, with the registration last year, 170 cities. This year, do you know how much they are collecting? 214 Ghana cedis this year alone.
The secretary also mentioned financial constraints as a major reason for employing SHS leavers as teachers.
All is the money. All is this money that we are paying. So if you recruit somebody like maybe a graduate teacher, you are going to pay not less than 1,000 or 1,000 plus. So it makes the payment difficult. And that is why some of us were able to rely on some of the SHS.
The District Education Director for the Effijakwabre South, on his part, acknowledged the challenges faced by the private schools, despite their massive contributions in addressing educational needs. He does appeal for intervention in addressing the concerns.
The state of the private schools in the district mean that we have a lot of them. By God's grace, there's over 300, and without their support, it would have been very difficult for the directorate in handling the Ghanaian child.
Reporting for Citi News, I'm Doris Lonta, Afrancho School Park, Ashanti region.